Hey everybody, my name is Colin Livingston. I'm with Cantork here in Edmonton, Alberta. Going to do a quick run through on how to safely and properly connect and operate an RT series hydraulic torque wrench and pump. Start with a couple of the main components. You will likely have, this is an RT4, you may have a RT2, you may have an RT8, but the concepts and the connection, the operation is all exactly the same. They just get a little bit bigger and a little bit slower as they go. Inside the tool, very straightforward, is just a simple piston. We've got polarized connections. As long as nobody alters the connections, as long as you never take them off, there's no way that you can ever misconnect these. As long as you're using our pump, our hoses, and our setup, the tool is going to fit with a variety of what we call wrenches. The tool is also known as a hydraulic actuator. We call these wrenches. In the 4 as an example, we offer these from 1 inch up to 3 1/8. Obviously bigger in the 8, a little bit smaller in the 2. To connect the tool is very straightforward. It's a matter of removing this little pin, which I'll set out of the way. Pop the tool together, connect the pin. That's it. Now this is obviously a rental tool. It even says rental on the side. Brand new tools look nice and shiny, but this is a very functional wrench. Then the next major component is a torque pump. In this case, this is what we call our micro, a TE1000 MC. Very straightforward again to operate. We have a pressure control. Winding it clockwise is going to add pressure. Counterclockwise is going to relieve pressure. This is a pressure relief valve. We use this at the very end of operation to relieve any static pressure. Again, we always have a male and a female coupler. That is how we make sure that we never misconnect. You're going to want to make sure that you run off a dedicated AC power supply. If you have the need to run off of a generator, test the connection before you need to use it. It's super important that the pump gets enough voltage and amperage to not overload the electronics or the motor. Running with an inferior generator, or in some cases we hear about people trying to connect to welders, light towers, other things like that. If you're under flowing to the pump, you will do damage to the electronics. Connecting the hoses, very straightforward. Again, there's no way to misconnect them. The hoses have a male and female connection. Before connecting, it's very important as well to make sure that the hose ends are clean. Anything you put on the end of the hose, whether it's dirt, metal filings, etc., that's going to either go into the pump or get flushed into the tool, which is going to damage the pump or can chew up the seals or score up the housing. These are a positive engagement coupler, so you'll hear them click and they'll auto lock. Oops. They will auto lock. If the detent does not rotate, or it's supposed to rotate, this is an older pump, but you can manually lock it into place. Now my hands are a bit greasy. As you can see, that auto locked. We'll connect the tool. And now we're ready to go. We're going to start on our test flange here. These nuts are tight. We're just going to start by loosening one, then we'll follow through, do a quick tightening. In this case, this is the loosen mode. To tighten, flip the tool over. Very straightforward. Super important. The tool is going to move in the opposite direction that it's going to turn the nut. The nut's going to go this way, the tool's going to want to go this way. Don't ever put your hands in between the reaction surface and where the tool's going to react. It does operate at 10,000 PSI with a lever. The tool can put out up to 40,000 pounds of force. Your hands can't bear that. Make sure the tool is fully engaged before you go to operate. When you're setting the pressure, you're going to want to have the tool off the joint, just in the event that if you're in the tightening cycle and the tool's over pressure, you don't want to accidentally over tighten a bolt before you get to the proper setting. When we go to set the tool, right now everything's plugged in. We turn the pump on. We push and hold the advance button. Your remote might be different than this, so don't don't base this on necessarily your system. There should be a power button. There should be an activate button. When we go to set the pressure, we'll make one stroke from connecting the tool, which is going to allow the piston rod to connect to the drive plate, reset everything. We're going to stroke it one more time, adjust the pressure. In this case, we're going to be loosening, so we can use virtually any pressure we want, and then we'll set the pressure properly to tighten. Because I'm operating this myself, I don't want to take any chances, so I shut the pump off. Now, it's bad practice to handle the hoses, better practice to handle the tool, and if there's any instance where you're not allowed to handle the tool, we can supply a tool handle that will thread into the side of the tool on either side, which will allow you to handle in a safe manner without touching the actual housing. So to operate, we'll push and hold the button. Till the tool gets to the end of its stroke. You'll hear it ratchet and reset. Push again. We'll go through this process until the nut's suitably loose. Now the nut's loose. To switch the tool to tightening, we pop it on. Exact same process. Turn the pump on. And we'll go through this cycle until we get to the proper torque. In this case, we're just running, this is just a straight flange. These are just demo studs. We don't want to over torque them. But at the end of the cycle, we shut off the pump. You can see on the gauge, there's a little bit of residual pressure. We simply depress the pressure relief valve. That goes back to zero. Now we can go through and disconnect the hoses, disconnect the tool, clean everything up. As far as maintenance goes, the tools are very straightforward. Make sure the tool's clean, externally and internally. On the wrench, what we like you to do, take these 4 bolts off. The plate will come off. You can wipe all the components down, apply a healthy amount of grease onto the contact surface of the drive plate and the wrench. This half moon surface here. Super important in the ratchet to never grease the ratchet. At the very most, a little bit of oil, grease on the ratchet, removes contact surface from where the ratchet and the segment try and engage. There is never a situation in any ratchet of any kind, anywhere, whether it's a hand ratchet, a hydraulic tool, or otherwise. Never ever grease a ratchet. With the actuator, we do the same thing. We just want to apply a little bit of oil to the sliders. Make sure the whole surface is clean. Make sure that the swivels move freely. Make sure the couplers are clean. You can put the tool away. As always, we're available here at Cantork to answer your questions at any time. Lots of information can be found on our website at www.cantork.com, or give us a call in the office at any time. Always better to give us a call to ask a question before making a mistake instead of telling us about it afterwards. Your safety is our top priority. We wish you well out in the field.